My wife cheated with a married man, so I shamed her and ruined his life. I, 24 male, just came from a bad breakup. She, 23 female, had been my girlfriend for 3.5 years, and I was planning to propose next year. She started to have doubts about a relationship, but instead of talking to me about it, she talked about it to a guy 15 years older than her, had a wife and a daughter she was working with. Guy took that as a sign and took advantage. They had been doing it for 2 months before she was forced by a friend to tell me. What really added to it was that she had planned to keep it all a secret and live the lie until she could be back home. We both work on ships. And just tell me after that, she didn't have feelings anymore instead of either working it out or ending it before something else happened. Best believe that I told the guy's wife within an hour of her call to confess to me. I've also made sure every one of our friends, colleagues and peers knew what she did, only because she had also planned to make it look like I made it all up and that I was toxic. People knew me better than that though. It spread like wildfire because a lot of people really looked up to us. Like we're the perfect couple. She had become a pariah within a day. Almost a month now. Since it happened. I'm still reeling from it since I really thought that it would have been me and her till the end. Thanks to a lot of support from family and friends, including ones that were initially her friends, but have now cut her off and prefer hanging out with me. I am recovering at a pace better than I thought I would. The dude's wife is now just waiting to collect the right amount of evidence and will take everything from him when the time is right. Even the guy's own family say they won't condone what he did, saying that if his wife decides to separate, they'll disown the guy and take in his wife and daughter as their own. Am I hurt? Yes. It pretty much destroyed my self-esteem that I had been working to fix since I was a kid. I also know that I'm probably going to develop trust issues from this. No one saw this coming, especially myself, because she had been so scared that I would cheat on her, even though I gave her all my accounts so she could check whenever, just fix her own trust issues. Do I regret pretty much ruining their lives though? No. In the first place, they're the ones who did that with their choices. I just got up and made sure they got what was coming to them. Will I take her back? If he ever tries to try and fix this, I'll be cordial. I've already begun fixing myself. That includes trying to forgive her, not because what she did was justifiable, but because I deserved the peace of mind. Going back to the question. Never in a 1,000,000 years will I take her back. I don't need the stress of thinking of, what if she's cheating on me again? For the rest of my life? She's done it once. What's stopping her from doing it again? Now, the funny bit begins because she and him are now working on separate ships. It's time for them to ponder up the question who will get cheated on first. Edit. I forgot to say she had only known the guy for 3 weeks when they started their thing. It did hurt me in the beginning when I realized it, but that hurt slowly turned into relief. It was good that it happened now rather than later on. It could have been this married guy or some other guy down the line, but the fact remains that she was willing to entertain someone else. I realized that I dodged a major bullet with her. Let's check some reactions from the community. Darth Valtrak says, "You dodged a major bullet, buddy. I get that you're hurt, but consider yourself lucky that you did not get married. People who involve third parties in their relationships almost always cheat or end in divorce. Instead of talking to their significant other about their relationship issues, they talk to someone else. That third party ends up influencing the relationship. Never mind the fact that the relational issues do not get dealt with, so things just continue to get worse. That typically leads to the affair and, bam, the marriage is damaged beyond repair. Even if they don't cheat, involving third parties is bad news, instead of it being two people's opinions on what is and is not good. You have some random third person spouting off opinions. You're not trying to please your significant other, and whoever they are confiding in. It makes it nearly impossible to keep both happy. The next comment comes from Not Your Typical Chad. 78. Dude, I'm bringing the burgers and s'mores. You went scorched earth on her. Nice job. And glad you got ahead of her before she started the smear campaign on you. Glad you had the decency to let the affair partner's betrayed wife know ASAP too. She deserved it now. There are decent women out there. Just keep doing what you're already doing by improving yourself for you, not them. Being the best version of yourself that you are happy with will attract a much more worldly woman to be in your life for the long haul. Even though tell any woman you seriously date from the get-go that if it gets to the point of marriage, you will insist on getting a prenuptial agreement to protect you and her. Yes. Her too. We all want to believe we'd never stray, but then one day, oops. You become a hypocrite because of the perfect storm and weak point in someone's resolve rears its ugly head. You're going to be fine. And don't punish the next woman for the mistakes your ex-girlfriend made. But keep your eyes and heart open. Never let a cheater turn you off from having a loving relationship in the future, or they win by destroying you for life to be lived alone. The best continue revenge is to live the best life possible. One more comment before moving on. From CulturalNet 9233. Your ex will get the karma she deserves when she's the 30-something wife and her husband cheats with a 20-something woman. She really won't understand the damage she's done to his wife or to you until the same thing happens to her. Look what's bound to happen to Selby. She'll be cheated on the same way she heard Vicky Ward, and she 100% deserves what's coming. A good trick is to pretend you met someone else and gush about how in love you are. Nothing kills them quite like that, especially if they've wronged you and used to make up something designed to hurt them. No takebacks, no second chances. I can't explain the level of absolute Schadenfreude delight I felt when my ex got cheated on. In the relationship right after ours. Of course, he started stalking me after that, but it really felt like God has a good sense of humor. Apparently, he had to get some kind of impact to surgery involving anesthesia, and the girl cheated on him on Tinder almost eerily like he cheated on me on POF when I was on bed rest in the ICU following a multi-hour oral maxillofacial surgery. Karma. Apparently, he also recently got herpes from a prostitute in Malaysia. He can't even get the high-quality call girls. I also beat him in the quant section of PhD Quells. I'm a happy girl. What can I say? I eat candy whenever I want these days. I have achieved my second biggest childhood dream of an entire pantry dedicated to gummies, roux, absinthe, smoothies. Live in the dream. And on to the next story. My ex got 2 women pregnant in less than 3 weeks. Well, hello. I'm new here, and I thought I'd take a stab at posting. I need to get this off my chest. Well, long story short, my ex-fiancé of 5 years cheated on me many times in my relationship with him, but I always took him back. I know 5 years is not huge in comparison to a lot of posts I've read here, but I did intend on marrying this man. But I took him back one too many times, and he got a little too cocky and too comfortable with my complacency. He told me he's a changed man and he needs me to trust him. When I basically couldn't and my actions turned toxic in spite of me trying, he understandably left me. In a really cruel way, but still. This was the beginning of this month. I was mentally checked out for years, so I figured, cool, freedom. I was minding my business the last few weeks, and I have a restraining order on him. So I figured it would be a smooth sailing until my next therapy appointment. I was coordinating with a mutual friend to send the rest of his belongings since he's in another state and we've been long-distance relationship for the past few years. All chill, right? Well, no. I was big wrong. Some girl started messaging me on Facebook and telling me she had to tell me something and I deserved to know. She said he got 1 girl pregnant. I was like, him? Nah. He doesn't like the headache. That's absurd. He let me miscarriage twice from abuse and stress. He doesn't want kids. Then she said, well, I have proof that he got 2 women pregnant, actually. And sent me a screenshot. Sure enough, there was his number, and there was him admitting to one girl he knocked up her and her friend. That they needed to meet because they're due within months of each other, that he's not abandoning either kid or mom. I guess the one due date is February something. So that means he definitely cheated on me. And well, I don't know how to feel. I'm rapid cycling between furious and utterly torn apart. I think it helps in that I was mentally checked out, and we were long-distance relationship without the budget anymore to do frequent visits. And the restraining order helps too. But it still hurts me deeply. I mean, he even was very rude about these women too. He always called him ugly and crazy and weird. I guess he's dating the one and neglecting the other. I don't know. I guess it just hurts because I tried to give him a family, but quite literally due to his crappiness towards me, I miscarried twice. In a huge way, I'm relieved I got out before we did have a family or many intertwined things. But it still just deeply hurts me that I'm so easily disposed of and forgotten. I was 19 when we got together, and I'm now 24. I wasted a lot of formative years, dropped out of college due to depression and anxiety from a relationship, and therapy isn't until 28th. So any advice is appreciated. You want advice? Let's go with the community. A part locksmith once says, take a deep cleansing breath and take a huge sigh of relief. Thank the universe or whatever deity you worship for helping you dodge that bullet. You don't have a kid with that man, meaning you're not forced to co-parent with him for the next nearly 2 decades. In 20 years' time, you can look back and thank your lucky stars. He's been out of your life so long. You don't have to go through your future with baby mama drama and stepkid obligations. You are free. Yes, it's crappy he cheated, but he is a problem for the other women who helped him cheat. Not you. Never look back, accept this outcome as the gift that it is. Lap of the predicament cheater boy has gotten himself into and move on with your life. Block him on everything, sever all contact forevermore, and make being happy your #1 goal in life. The op responds, you put this all into such great words for me. Thank you. You make several good points, and I will be sure to focus on them. Thanks for showing me the good things to focus on. The last comments from True Entertainment. 79. Walk away from that toxic nightmare. Work on you. Sit down and figure out what you want for you. Make a plan and start working towards it. Go back to school, work for that promotion, start a new hobby, whatever it is, but do it for you. Learn from this. Improve your asshole detector. Be more mindful of potential partners' actions, not their words. 24. You got a whole lifetime to live. Don't dwell on this DB. In reality, he never thought about you the way you think he did. You are better off without him and you know it. Take time to process that reality and be a better you with the biggest smile on your face that you are better off without his effed up crap. You are worthy of someone's time and attention. Work on you and show that someone you are ready when they are